In an era when SUVs were beginning their takeover of American driveways, Ford doubled down on creating a mid-size sedan that could compete with the best from Japan and Korea. The result? A car that won awards, turned heads, and ultimately got discontinued. But between its launch and its farewell, the Fusion told a fascinating story about American automotive ambition. So buckle up as we explore everything about the Ford Fusion, from its Aston Martin-inspired looks to its impressive technology, and why despite being one of the best sedans Ford ever made, it couldn't escape the SUV revolution. When Ford pulled the covers off the 2013 Fusion at the 2012 Detroit Auto Show, jaws dropped. This wasn't your typical American sedan. Ford's design team, led by Chris Hamilton, had created something special. The front fascia featured a hexagonal grille that bore an uncanny resemblance to Aston Martin's signature look, and that wasn't by accident. Ford owned Aston Martin until 2007, and the design influence was deliberate and welcomed. The silhouette was sleek and aerodynamic, with a coefficient of drag of just 0.275, making it one of the most aerodynamic sedans in its class. The roofline swept gracefully from the windshield to the rear deck, creating an almost coupe-like profile that stood out in a segment filled with conservative three-box designs. But this wasn't just about looks. The Fusion was built on Ford's global CD4 platform, shared with the European Mondeo. This meant Ford was serious about competing globally, not just in North America. The wheelbase stretched 112.2 inches, providing excellent interior space while maintaining athletic proportions. The attention to detail was evident everywhere, from the available LED lighting signatures to the sculpted body sides that played with light and shadow. Even today, a well-maintained 2013 Fusion looks contemporary, which speaks volumes about the timeless quality of its design. One of the Fusion's greatest strengths was its diverse powertrain lineup. Ford understood that mid-size sedan buyers had different priorities, and they delivered options for everyone. Starting with the base engine, a naturally aspirated 2.5-liter four-cylinder producing 175 horsepower and 175 lb-ft of torque. While adequate for daily driving, most reviewers noted it felt underpowered for highway merging and passing. The volume seller was the 1.5-liter EcoBoost turbocharged four-cylinder, introduced in 2014. With 181 horsepower and 185 lb-ft of torque, it offered better performance than the base engine while promising superior fuel economy, up to 37 miles per gallon highway. For those wanting more punch, Ford offered the 2.0-liter EcoBoost generating 240 horsepower and 270 lb-ft of torque. This engine transformed the Fusion into a genuinely quick sedan, with 0 to 60 times in the low 6-second range. All-wheel drive was available with this engine, making the Fusion a practical choice for snowbelt states. But Ford didn't stop there. They offered two hybrid options. A conventional hybrid with a 2.0-liter Atkinson cycle engine paired with an electric motor, delivering an impressive 47 miles per gallon combined. And for the tech-forward buyers, there was the Fusion Energy plug-in hybrid, offering up to 21 miles of pure electric range. The 2017 model year brought the range-topping sport model with a 2.7-liter twin-turbo V6 producing 325 horsepower and 380 lb-ft of torque. This engine, borrowed from the F-150, gave the Fusion legitimate sport sedan credentials with all-wheel drive standard. Step inside the Fusion, and you'd find an interior that matched its exterior ambition. The dashboard featured a flowing design with an optional two-tone color scheme that added visual interest. Material quality was generally good, with soft-touch plastics in key areas and available leather seating. The centerpiece of the Fusion's tech offering was Ford's SYNC system. The 2013 to 2015 models came with SYNC2, featuring an 8-inch touchscreen, large for its time. However, this system, powered by Microsoft, was often criticized for being slow and occasionally glitchy. Ford listened to feedback and introduced SYNC3 for the 2016 model year. This new system, developed with BlackBerry's QNX, was a massive improvement. It featured faster processing, better graphics, and crucially, added Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility. The interface was more intuitive, with pinch-to-zoom functionality and improved voice recognition. Available features included dual-zone automatic climate control, heated and cooled front seats, a heated steering wheel, and a premium Sony audio system with 12 speakers. The Fusion also offered a panoramic sunroof that made the cabin feel even more spacious. One standout feature was the available Active Park Assist, which could automatically parallel park the vehicle, a feature typically found in luxury sedans costing thousands more. The Fusion also offered adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, and blind spot monitoring, putting it at the forefront of mainstream sedan technology. Safety was a strong suit for the Fusion. The Insurance Institute for Highway Safety awarded it top safety pick status multiple times throughout its run. It earned 5 stars from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration in most categories. Standard safety equipment included a comprehensive airbag system, stability control, and a rear-view camera, made standard in 2014. The available safety technology suite was impressive, including pre-collision assist with automatic emergency braking, blind spot monitoring with cross-traffic alert, lane keeping system, adaptive cruise control with stop-and-go functionality, auto high-beam headlights. However, reliability was more of a mixed bag. While the naturally aspirated 2.5-liter engine proved relatively bulletproof, the EcoBoost engines had some issues. Early 1.5-liter EcoBoost models suffered from coolant intrusion problems that could lead to engine failure. Ford issued recalls and extended warranties to address these concerns. The transmission, a 6-speed automatic in most models, was generally reliable, though some owners reported harsh shifting as the vehicles aged. The hybrid models proved surprisingly reliable, with many taxi fleets running them to extremely high mileages without major issues. Ford offered the Fusion in multiple trim levels to suit different budgets and preferences. The S model was the entry point, starting around $23,000 in 2013. It came with the 2.5-liter engine, cloth seats, and basic S1C system. Despite being the base model, it wasn't stripped down. You still got air conditioning, power windows, and a decent audio system. The SE was the volume seller, starting around $25,000. It added the option for EcoBoost engines, S1C2 with an 8-inch screen, and dual-zone climate control. This trim hit the sweet spot for most buyers. The titanium trim, starting around $31,000, added leather seating, the Sony audio system, and more advanced safety features. It represented the luxury end of the Fusion lineup until the platinum trim arrived for 2017, pushing the Fusion into near-luxury territory with a starting price around $37,000. It included quilted leather seats, upgraded wood trim, and every available technology feature. The Sport model, also introduced in 2017, started around $34,000 and brought the powerful V6 engine, sport-tuned suspension, and unique styling elements including a blacked-out grille and 19-inch wheels. Hybrid models commanded a premium of about $3,000 to $4,000 over comparable gas models, while the energy plug-in hybrids started around $34,000 after federal tax incentives. The Fusion evolved significantly throughout its run. 2013, launch year with 3 engines and hybrid option. 2014, 1.5-liter EcoBoost replaced the 1.6-liter. Rear-view camera became standard. 2015, minor updates, new wheel designs, and additional color options. 2016, major refresh with new S1C3 system, revised front and rear styling, and improved interior materials. The car gained a more angular front end with a wider grille. 2017, addition of Sport and Platinum trims. Introduction of the 2.7-liter twin-turbo V6. New rotary gear shift dial for certain models. 2018, Co-Pilot 360 Safety Suite became available, bundling advanced safety features. 2019, limited production as Ford announced the Fusion's discontinuation. SE trim dropped, making S and SEL the volume models. 2020, final year with limited availability and reduced trim options. The Fusion went out not with a bang but a whimper, as Ford shifted focus to SUVs and trucks. Behind the wheel, The Fusion delivered a refined, European-inspired driving experience. The steering was well-weighted and precise, though perhaps lacking in feedback for enthusiast drivers. The suspension tuning struck an excellent balance between comfort and handling, absorbing bumps while maintaining composure in corners. The 2.0-liter EcoBoost models were genuinely fun to drive, with strong mid-range torque and willing acceleration. The Sport model, with its V6 and all-wheel drive, was a proper sports sedan, capable of 0 to 60 runs in the mid-5-second range and confident handling in all weather conditions. Noise isolation was excellent, with Ford using acoustic glass and additional sound deadening to create a quiet cabin. Wind and road noise were well suppressed, making the Fusion an excellent highway cruiser. The hybrid models drove surprisingly normally, with smooth transitions between electric and gas power. The regenerative braking felt natural, avoiding the grabby sensation found in some competitors. The Fusion competed in perhaps the most competitive segment in the automotive industry. Its main rivals included the Toyota Camry, the perennial bestseller, known for reliability, the Honda Accord, the enthusiast choice with superior driving dynamics, the Nissan Altima, value-oriented with generous standard features, the Chevrolet Malibu, GM's answer, though generally considered inferior to the Fusion, the Mazda 6, the driver's choice, though with limited availability. The Fusion held its own, typically ranking third or fourth in segment sales. It was often praised by journalists for its styling, technology, and diverse powertrain options. However, it could never quite overcome the reputation and loyalty that Toyota and Honda had built over decades. The 2013 to 2020 Ford Fusion represented Ford at its best, ambitious, innovative, and willing to compete with anyone. It brought style to a segment known for bland designs, technology that rivaled luxury brands, and powertrain options for every need. Yet, it also represents a changing automotive landscape. Despite being an excellent product, the Fusion couldn't swim against the tide of consumer preference shifting toward SUVs and crossovers. Ford made the business decision to discontinue it, focusing instead on more profitable vehicles. For those who owned one, the Fusion was likely a reliable, comfortable, and stylish companion. For Ford, it was proof they could build world-class sedans. And for the automotive industry, it marks the end of an era when mainstream American sedans could stand toe-to-toe with the world's best. Today, finding a well-maintained used Fusion represents excellent value. You get proven technology, solid safety ratings, and distinctive styling at prices that undercut comparable SUVs. The Ford Fusion may be gone, but it won't be forgotten. It was the right car at the wrong time, a sedan that had everything except perfect timing. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Ford Fusion, hit that like button and subscribe for more automotive history. What's your take on the Fusion? Did Ford make a mistake discontinuing it? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, keep driving.